Antonio starts right now.
It's a part of most of our cultures, but we shouldn't have to have our children on an ofrenda in front of the governor's mansion.
Families of the Uvalde victims mourn the loved ones lost during a special Dia de los Muertos event in Austin. What the parents of the victims want voters to remember this election season.
Plus, high will the Fed raise interest rates? How a new rate hike scheduled for later today is expected to affect most Americans.
And one of the first things you'll notice as you head outside this morning in many areas is it is a foggy start to our Wednesday morning. And there is a fog advisory in effect for several counties. Mike will have details in a moment. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. It is November 2nd.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you've had a good week so far. And yeah, we have to deal with this fog.
Notice a little bit of my way in, and apparently there's quite a bit of fog in some areas. Where is that happening exactly, Mike?
Most of it is north and east, but that doesn't discount everybody else. So the picture we just showed over there by 10 and 410, it didn't look too bad. Right. Now look at this picture. This is 410 over there by the airport, and we're looking off to the east. And as you can see, there's plenty of fog there. Now, granted, this camera's a little higher up, not right down at the surface, but as far as visibility at the airport now, it has just dropped down to, what is that, just about a 16th of a mile or so. Mile and 3/4 Stinson, zero visibility right now at Bernie Stage. And then you go up to the northeast, like I said, and that's where a lot of the thicker fog is. But Eagle Pass has fog, Uvalde. As of right now, the dense fog advisory does not include San Antonio, but you go up I-35 and go out 10, and those are the counties included in this up until 10 o'clock. Wouldn't be surprised, and also Weather Service indicated that they may expand this westward as the morning rolls on. And just looking at some of the visibilities as of right now, I would think that would happen sooner than later. So just really take it easy, because it's the type of situation where you can be driving along, turn the corner, and then run into some of that very thick fog. Temperatures are mild, mid upper 50s, some low 60s around here. And then the dew point temperatures, measure moisture in the atmosphere. When these numbers are neck and neck, and you have no wind to deal with, some other factors, that's when you get to some of this thick fog. We did also have some clear skies overnight, too, so that allowed the heat to radiate out into space, and all these things come together for this fog. Mold is on the high side, and throughout the rest of the morning, we are going to be dealing with some fog around here this morning. Watch it and around school buses, everything, because it will get thicker before it starts to thin out, especially as we approach sunrise. And then 76 for a high temperature today. Humidity is definitely, it's up there, and it's going to continue to work its way back in here throughout the day. Partly sunny skies. A light little sprinkly shower can't be ruled out. These little streamer showers, as we call them, be few and far between. Same thing tomorrow. It's going to be getting hotter the next couple of days. Then we have a front moving on through here. But as it comes through, things could get rough later Friday. Details on that and a closer look at the weekend in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. 21 por 21, 21 for 21. That was demand heard on the state capitol steps Tuesdays as families of the Uvalde victims mourn their loved ones for Dia de los Muertos.
As Lee Waldman reports, they're still fighting for gun law changes ahead of Election Day.
An ofrenda with the faces of the 21 victims killed at Robb Elementary was carried from the Capitol steps to the governor's mansion by the families still grieving the loss of their loved ones and fighting for change.
Fortunately, my son's not here anymore because he was speaking from us. Because these laws aren't changed.
I really wish she really wasn't that known. That would mean she'd still be here with us. But fortunately, everybody does know it.
Holding in tears and pictures of their loved ones, the families of Uvalde victims were back on the Capitol steps calling for gun law changes, like raising the age to purchase an assault-style weapon to 21, implementing red flag laws, and increasing background checks. It's something Lexi's mom, Kimberly Rubio, has asked for before.
Some of you might recognize these words I used on June 8th when I addressed Congress. Why am I repeating myself? Because not a damn thing has changed.
Carrying the ofrenda down the street to the governor's mansion, those calls continued, met with quiet sobs as marigolds were laid in tribute.
It's a part of most of our cultures, but we shouldn't have to have our children on an ofrenda in front of the governor's mansion.
I just appreciate all of us sticking together through it, you know. We're one big family. Now we're not 21 families anymore, just one big family.
The hope was this Marcha de los Niños Children's March would encourage more people to get out to the polls and vote next week. One of the messages we heard on Tuesday was that children's lives are on the ballot. At the governor's mansion in Austin, Lee Waldman for GMSA.
And now to an Amber Alert that you may have seen on your phones. Police in Rosenberg near Houston, Texas released these photos. They are searching for 1-year-old Leilani Ordonez. She was last seen with Alexander Barrios Ordonez. Now police say he is driving a green Ford truck. If you have seen them, you're asked to call police.
Big news today affecting your money. The Fed is expected to raise interest rates again.
As ABC's Jay O'Brien reports, it's trying to bring down prices on things like groceries, but new figures shows those prices keep going up.
Today, the Fed is expected to raise interest rates by 0.75 percentage point in its ongoing battle to tamp down inflation.
It's going to be a difficult 12-18 months under any scenario.
The average credit card balance is about $6,200, making minimum payments it already costs an extra $1,200 in interest because of rate hikes this year. After today's expected rate hike, those extra interest payments will jump to more than $1,500. In raising rates, the Fed is trying to slow down the economy enough to drive down prices without triggering a recession.
Yeah, the Fed rate hikes are biting the economy. You can see it clearly in the housing market. Mortgage rates are up over 7% for a 30-year fix. It's also had a big impact on the stock markets.
Inflation is hitting the grocery store hard. A dozen eggs up more than $1 last year. A bag of chips now $6.05, and a 2-liter bottle of soda topping $2. All while food companies report record profits. Pepsi saying profits for its chips and drinks rose 20% in the last year, proving many customers are still managing to pay the higher prices, at least for now.
With a little bit of luck on things like the pandemic and the Russian invasion of Ukraine, if nothing else goes wrong, and with some reasonably deft policy making by the Fed, they don't have to be perfect, but they have to be roughly right. I think we'll make our way through with actually experiencing an outright recession.
As for the cost of food, analysts say price increases at the grocery store are outpacing restaurants, so you might want to consider having Thanksgiving dinner out. Turkey prices are up 23% this year. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, being held in jail without bond. David DePape pleaded not guilty in a California courtroom Tuesday. A preliminary hearing and bail setting is scheduled for Friday. State charges he's facing include attempted murder, burglary, and assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities say DePape attacked Paul Pelosi early Friday with a hammer, fracturing his skull. DePape's lawyer says his team will do a, quote, comprehensive investigation into the incident, end quote.
In California, the parents of a teen who was killed by police will receive an $8 million settlement. The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors approved the settlement for the parents of Andres Gallardo. The 18-year-old was shot 5 times in the back by Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Miguel Vega in June of 2020. Gallardo's death was ruled a homicide in January of 2021. His family released a statement saying in part that justice will only come once Vega is held criminally responsible.
That next big Powerball drawing is tonight. The jackpot has ballooned to $1.2 billion. That's after no one matched the winning numbers in Monday night's drawing. If someone is lucky enough to get the winning numbers, it will be the second biggest jackpot in Powerball history, 4th biggest in U.S. lottery history. Right now, 4:38, 59 degrees.
If you're thinking about getting a new TV, we're going to tell you the best time of this month to get a great deal.
Another loss for the Spurs is rookie guard Blake Wesley suffering from a sprained ligament. We'll tell you how long he's expected to be out and how the team is getting ready for the Toronto Raptors tonight.
And our drivers having to deal with fog out there. Let's look out there with TransGuide, looking over at I-37 at Southeast Military, where things are moving right now. We will be checking with our Stephen Cavazos in the next half hour.
That's right. Outside with live cam, very humid, obviously, with all that moisture in the air. Those clouds have been moving in now for about an hour or so, and we anticipate the fog will probably get worse before it gets better. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The Spurs have lost rookie guard Blake Wesley for the next 6 to 8 weeks. The team telling us an MRI revealed the first-round pick has suffered a grade 3 sprain of the MCL out of his left knee. The injury happening during the second quarter of Sunday night's victory against the Minnesota Timberwolves. A grade 3 sprain, actually a tear that can take up to 2 months to heal. Meanwhile, the Spurs are getting ready for 5 of the next 6 games at home. It'll start tonight when the Spurs host the Toronto Raptors after winning 5 of their first 7, where they are now 4th in the West to start the season. This is Spurs' best start since they went 6-1. The same year they went on to win their last NBA title back in 2014. So how have the Spurs maintained focus with all that drama off the court with the Josh Primo allegations?
It's our job at the end of the day. We're getting paid to go out there and play basketball. Outside distractions, like, they're going to happen. Sometimes it's team related, sometimes it's in your personal life, but you still got to go out there and do your job and play your game.
Tip off tonight against the Raptors set for 7 o'clock. Go Spurs, go. When the UTSA Roadrunners resume their season after a week off, they'll be just 1-point favorites when they travel to Birmingham to take on UAB. That's after they were able to defeat their rivals North Texas. That win put the Roadrunners 4-0 in Conference USA and in the driver's seat to repeat as Conference USA champs. But keep in mind the Blazers lead the series 4-2 and have won both previous matchups in Birmingham. Kickoff on the road this Saturday against UAB will be at 2:30 p.m. Horrible night for the Houston Astros in Game 3 of the World Series last night. Philadelphia Phillies had 5 home runs, shut out the Astros 7-0. Phillies now lead the series 2-1. Game 4 is tonight at 7 o'clock of Philly. If you missed it, it was ugly from the very beginning. I woke up to this final this morning, and we're hoping for better things in the next 2 games.
Yes, good luck next time. Time now, 4:44 and 59 degrees for now. It's 53 days until Christmas. If you want to get your shopping done early, we will tell you what's best to buy in November.
And could a potential pilot strike ground your holiday travel? What you need to know if you're worried about your upcoming flight.
In this morning's GMA First Look, could a potential pilot strike ground your holiday travel? United pilots announcing they'll start picketing soon, and at Delta, nearly all of them voting to authorize a strike.
We've worked incredibly hard throughout the pandemic to get our customers safely to their destination, but we're ready and willing to strike.
Delta telling ABC News, we are confident that the parties will reach an agreement that is fair and equitable, vowing this won't affect operations. Pilots say they're frustrated with their pay and benefits as they put in long hours working record overtime.
The ball is in the company's court.
And overnight, United pilots rejecting a tentative agreement, saying pilots will begin informational picketing immediately. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what you need to know if you're worried about that holiday flight. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, Washington.
November is traditionally the month for big discounts.
12 on your side's Marilyn Morris shows us a few top tested products on sale right now.
'Tis the season when holiday shopping gets real, and so do the deals, especially at turkey time.
Most tech products are going to be at their deepest discounts on Thanksgiving, but if you're looking for a TV, wait until Black Friday when they'll see their biggest deals. And keep in mind that sale prices will be fluctuating all month long, so if you see a good deal, grab it.
Consumer Reports tracks prices of its top tested products all year, and right now, this Samsung OLED 4K UHD TV is on sale for less than $1,800 at Walmart. That's $1,200 off. They say this 65-incher is one of the best they've ever tested. Have a coffee lover on your list? CR recommends this Ninja Specialty Coffee Maker, $170 at Amazon and Best Buy. But hang on, both retailers just sweetened the deal and slashed their price by $30. Something else that's hot, a wood-fired outdoor pizza oven. The Guyber Fremont 29-inch oven is now on sale for $254 at Lowe's. This wood pellet heated oven holds a 13-inch pizza. Looking for earbuds? Listen up. You can get great sound quality on a budget. These Audio-Technica wireless earbuds are a Consumer Reports Best Buy and are now $79 at Amazon. Finally, if you're hosting for the holidays, how about some help? And bonus, it's pretty quiet. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Looking out there with TransGuide, still foggy, of course. Highway 281 at Loop 410, where things are moving. Do we have any problems, Mark?
No, what I was looking for is our producer just told us there's a big fire working on the northeast side right now, right where Paramvidal, Thousand Oaks and Nacogdoches Road meet right now. There are 30 units out there right now, and Katrina Weber is on the way to find out more about what's happening out there. But again, a big fire, northeast side. We have a crew on the way.
Yes, we do. But the drivers, for the meantime, will have to deal with this.
Yeah, fog. It's very thick in some places. Now, take a look at this picture. This is one I just showed you at the top of the show. That's actually improved ever so slightly out there. This is, again, 410 over there by the airport, at least from this vantage point. Now, as far as visibility, it is still down to, what is that, about maybe a 16th of a mile or so, just a couple of 100 yards out there at the airport. Zero visibility going up 10 in toward Bernie's Stage. Stinson has a lot of thick fog. And then, again, it's very patchy in nature. You can be driving clear, and then all of a sudden you're running in this fog. 1 mile visibility up there at New Braunfels, and a lot around Uvalde, Eagle Pass as well. But then some spots just clear as a bell. Now, as far as the dense fog advisory, it's still just confined to our northeastern counties. Going up I-35 does not include Bexar County as of right now, despite the fact that we do have some areas where it's way below a quarter-mile visibility, and this is in effect up until 10 o'clock this morning. So it is going to be sticking around through the morning commute, and it will get thicker at times. Temperatures, because we've got all this very high humidity, the cloud cover really aren't going to be going anywhere, staying fairly steady for the next couple of hours. And also the other thing to keep in mind, if there is some fog out there, it could have a little bit of mist, it could make the roads kind of damp. So something else to keep in mind this morning. We'll see just a hint of sunshine thrown on in there, and at times it'll be partly sunny skies, maybe a little more sunshine here and there, kind of like what we had yesterday. At times it was looking a little more promising, but then we had the clouds sort of thicken up. 76 for a high temperature today. Still got that 10% chance in there as far as a stray shower, and that's what some of the computer models are trying to pick up. We got a lot of clouds hanging around here this morning, and then going into the afternoon hours, 1 or 2. And again, count them on one hand basically, but these little streamer type showers with this moisture, which is going to try and come on in here. That's going to be the situation tomorrow as well. Probably start off a little bit of fog around the area, maybe a couple of sprinkly showers. Let's jump ahead now to Friday. Better chance for some showers during the day, a couple of thunderstorms. Then we get into Friday night, and that's when the front's going to be working its way through here. And as that approaches, it's going to touch off some fairly strong or potentially strong to severe storms, and then it's going to clear out fairly quickly. Actually, I think we'll wake up on Saturday morning and not have really much of anything around, maybe just off to the east. Storm Prediction Center has actually upped the chance or the threat for something strong to severe. A couple of scattered ones around here, and this is going to be late Friday evening into the wee hours of Saturday morning, probably just right around midnight Saturday morning, and then just after that, and then we're going to be clearing out quite nicely. And the weekend still looks fantastic. We'll get rid of the humidity and a lot of sunshine. 69 today at noon, mostly cloudy skies, and then a high temperature makes it up to 76. Humidity is going to be going up, partly sunny, a sprinkly shower or 2. Same thing tomorrow. It's going to be kind of hot and humid tomorrow, up to 84 degrees. You'll definitely notice that. And then low 80s with a lot of clouds on Friday. Front comes on through here, potentially some strong to severe storms. Going to keep tabs on that. Front clears things out. 55 Saturday morning, 50 Sunday morning. Great looking weekend. And then the humidity comes right back in here first of next week.
So Friday night football could be messy.
Yeah, there's going to be some showers around on Friday night football. We'll keep watching that, though.
I'm hoping the games aren't canceled, but we know everybody's going to play it safe.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Mike. 4:53, 59 degrees.
Taylor Swift is announcing her first tour in 5 years. What she's saying about the tour's theme and when it starts.
Anne Hathaway talks about her new movie, Armageddon Time, and Taylor Swift has another big announcement.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
I want to be an artist when I grow up.
You're going to be an artist if you want to be. Nothing's going to stop you.
You're going to college.
The new film, Armageddon Time, is the deeply personal story of writer-director James Gray growing up in a Jewish household in the 80s and how we sometimes regret the choices we make when we're younger. Anne Hathaway plays the mom of the family. She's not Jewish, but she tells me she knows a lot of responsibility came with the role.
Well, it was something I took very seriously, not least because my husband's Jewish. I'm just aware that these sorts of roles don't come along very often, and I wanted to be worthy of being asked to play it.
Armageddon Time is out now in select theaters and opening wide this weekend.
I've been planning for ages, and I finally get to tell you
I'm going back on tour.
Taylor Swift announcing her first tour in 5 years. The Eras Tour will be a journey through all of the musical eras of her career. Paramore, Haim, and Phoebe Bridgers, just some of the acts that will join Swift. Tickets go on sale later this month. The trek kicking off in March.
I regret not being there with all of you.
From Wakanda to A Quiet Place, Black Panther star Lupita Nyong'o is reportedly in talks to star in a spin-off of John Krasinski's horror movie titled A Quiet Place Day One. Nyong'o co-stars in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, out next week. And happy birthday to Friends star David Schwimmer. He's 56 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
4:58 59 degrees.
Midterm elections are less than a week away with control of Congress up for grabs. We're going to check on the races that will affect voters the most.
Prayers continue to come in from the community for 17-year-old Eric Cantu. We have a reaction from friends and family as the San Antonio teen is preparing for crucial surgery today.
And a look out there with TransGuide. Very foggy there at this camera at I-10 West and Loop 410 East. We will be checking in with our Stephen Cavazos after the break.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
God, I raise up the name of Eric Cantu, son of his blessed parents, beloved of his community.
The family of Eric Cantu is asking the San Antonio community for support ahead of major surgery today. What the family is saying now about the former officer that shot him.
The final sprint to Election Day is on. I'm ABC's Jay O'Brien in Washington. The razor-thin races for control of the Senate and what the polls show coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam, you can't see much on this camera. Very foggy in some areas. We'll be checking in with Mike in just a minute.
And good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November 2nd. Yes, do be careful out there as you head off to work and school.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Very foggy out there and also a little humid, but hoping things will clear up a little later.
Mike has an update on our midweek forecast.
Well, as far as clearing out, yes, we will see some sunshine later on, but the humidity is going to be going up until the next front approaches. We do have fog. Visibility has actually improved ever so slightly out there at the airport. But again, this is one of those situations where you can be driving along and turn the corner, run into some of that thick fog. We're at 59 degrees right now. And then when the bottom number matches up the dew point with the air temperature, then you get 100% humidity, light wind, some other factors, and that's why we do have a lot of this thick fog around there. 76 for a high temperature later on today, so in the vicinity of a normal high. We're actually starting off slightly on the warm side of things. The aquifer did go up 1/10 of a foot yesterday, and the allergens, mold, is definitely on the high side. The updated count is going to be coming out a little bit later on this morning. Here's a look at the live cam. This is 410 over there at I-10. Now, granted, this is on top of a building, so it may not be as bad down at the surface, but, well, Stephen's going to have more on some of these TransGuide cameras, but there is a lot of pea soup out there this morning. Visibility is 0 at Bernie Stage, quarter mile, like I said, at the airport, 1 3/4 Stinson. New Braunfels, just a half mile. That's actually dropped down. A lot of thick fog around Gonzales. Uvalde has fog as well. Eagle Pass has actually come up from 0 visibility. The dense fog advisory only includes our northeastern counties from Comal County up I-35 and then 10 off to the east. It may be expanded as things progress later on this morning. The Weather Service indicated earlier this morning that it may be expanding that dense fog advisory depending on how thick it does get. So it is going to be a situation where as we approach sunrise, the thick fog will be getting thicker. Partly sunny later on today. 76, like I said, is going to be humid. A sprinkly shower is possible. Just 1 or 2 of these little light ones here and there, and that's going to be the situation tomorrow. Actually, I'm just going to call it plain old hot and humid tomorrow. We're going to be well up into the mid-80s, and again, a sprinkly shower too. Now, as we go in toward Friday, we'll have some showers around. The front is going to be approaching. That's going to be touching off some storms later on Friday, and some of those could be on the strong to potentially severe side. Then it looks like that front comes through right after midnight Saturday morning, and that's going to clear us out. We've got a great weekend in in store. All those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, welcome back, sir. Foggy out there?
Yep, Mike, good to be back with you guys. But drivers, if you have to head out in the next few minutes, you may want to use those low beams if you're driving in the city. I-10 West, just check that out. We have a few vehicles already making their way out on the roadways this early in the morning, but unfortunately, those conditions aren't something that's easy to drive in. Just remember to stay focused out on the road, both hands on the wheel, and again, just make sure to use those low beams if you plan to drive around the Alamo City. But let's go ahead and give you a quick look around town. I'll put this camera on rotation. We are seeing some of that pickup in other of these TransGuide shots, but I-10 at Uvalde doesn't look too bad. In fact, we just have a few people making their way out this morning around 35 at New Braunfels. So it is a perfect time to take an opportunity of these empty roadways, but just watch out for that fog that we are seeing on the TransGuide cameras. But taking you right to the map, pretty much green across the board. You just see really no delays, but of course we're going to have some of those active construction, which makes obviously your attention that much more important on the roadways when we have crews out there early in the morning. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but right now those travel times, I wouldn't say it's a time to rush out the door. The journey from Bernie on I-10 East, if you're traveling in, is 24 minutes at this hour. 281 southbound looks like a 28-minute drive time if you're coming in from Uvalde, so no need to hurry there. And about 25 minutes on I-35 southbound, not too awful from New Braunfels, 25 minutes at this hour. Let's get it back on rotation here. 281 right by the airport. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on the roadways, have updates on those road closures, and of course, keep your eyes on the road as well. Mark, stuff.
Stephen, thank you. Good to have you back. Let's get to our top story this morning. Today marks 1 month since 17-year-old Eric Cantu was shot by a former San Antonio police officer.
A vigil at the McDonald's where those shots were fired was held last night. Sarah Costa joins us in the studio with an update on Cantu's condition from his family. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Stephanie. And this story continues to unfold. Eric's mother, Victoria Cáceres, said Eric is scheduled to have an invasive surgery later today. She and the family were not able to attend last night's vigil, but wrote a letter to those that were there. SAPD officer James Brennan shot the 17-year-old on October 2nd in a north side McDonald's parking lot while Cantu sat inside his car eating a burger. Brennan has since been fired and is now facing charges. During last night's vigil, prayers poured out from the community. One of Cantu's close friends says he is praying he can pull through.
I love my best friend. He's like a brother to me. He's family. And justice needs to be served for what that man did to my family. Nobody deserves to be shot that many times.
In a statement, Cantu's mother said, quote, Eric is the light of our lives. All we want for him is to recover. I wish we didn't have to be living this nightmare we shouldn't have to be because this tragedy was completely preventable. James Brennan did not have to gun down my child. And if you want to read the family's full statement and more on this ongoing investigation, we have all that information right now on our website, KSAT.com. The family says they've been living at the hospital by Eric's side this entire time. Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. A San Antonio mother is getting life in prison for killing her daughter. It took a jury 4 hours to decide on that sentence for Jessica Briones. Briones was convicted of killing her daughter, who died in 2017. Doctors found numerous injuries on the child's body, including one that showed a severe blow to the head. Briones will be eligible for parole after serving 30 years of her sentence.
We are now less than a week away from election night. Early voting continues right now. More than 244,000 voters have cast a ballot here. During the last midterm, more than 551,000 votes were cast. That was back in 2018 during the midterms. Remember, early voting continues through this Friday. Well, it's the home stretch to Election Day. With control of the House and Senate on the line, all eyes are on key races in states like Nevada, Georgia, and Pennsylvania.
ABC's Jay O'Brien has new polling showing where some of those races stand now.
Less than a week from Election Day and President Biden rallying for Democrats in Florida.
So vote. Get out the vote and win. Vote, vote, vote.
Biden laying out what he says is at stake this election, including bashing what he says are proposed cuts to Social Security and Medicare from Florida's prominent Republican Senator Rick Scott, leading Republican efforts to retake the Senate.
They're coming after Social Security and Medicare in a big way. And he laid out a clear plan. He said every 5 years, Social Security and Medicare would have to be reauthorized.
Scott over the weekend telling CNN the GOP won't slash retiree benefits.
No, and I don't know one Republican that does.
All of it as the home stretch to Election Day heats up. Control of the Senate hinging on races in key states like Georgia. where a New York Times Siena College poll found 49% of voters say if the election were held today, they'd back Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock, 46% supporting Republican Herschel Walker. And in Nevada, a dead heat between Democratic incumbent Catherine Cortez Masto and Republican Adam Laxalt.
Send Catherine Cortez Masto back to the United States Senate.
Former President Barack Obama campaigning in Nevada yesterday and planning an event in Pennsylvania this weekend for Democrat John Fetterman, holding a slight lead over Republican Mehmet Oz. And former President Donald Trump also planning a rally in the Keystone State for Oz that same day, part of his own swing through battleground states, supporting hand-picked GOP candidates.
And while there are razor-thin races for control of the Senate, a lot of attention is on the House, too. Our partners at 538 show Republicans with an 80% chance of retaking power in that chamber. And GOP leaders say if they do, they will waste no time in starting investigations into President Biden, the administration, and the Biden family. In Washington, Jay O'Brien, ABC News.
Time now, 5:10 and 59 degrees for now.
Elon Musk revealing the price for Twitter's Blue service, what subscribers will get for paying $8 a month every month.
And a look out there with live cam. Very foggy in some areas. This shot over here, not too bad off of Loop 410. We're at 59 degrees, a little humid. We'll be right back.
We mentioned this earlier in the newscast. Back to late breaking news now. San Antonio firefighters on the scene of a big fire on the northeast side.
So this is happening in the area of Perrin-Beitel and Thousand Oaks, and Katrina Weber is there with a live report. Katrina.
Well, good morning. It is a fire in what appears to be a bar that is closed, according to what a Google search, the information I found. Now, the sign out here says Midnight Rodeo, and this is where firefighters obviously are working. We have not seen really any flames since we got here, just a lot of smoke. And it seems that firefighters were looking for the source of that smoke. They have been working in and around this building. We heard them mention something about a second story in here. So they've been going throughout the building trying to find out where all the smoke is coming from. But it does appear that there's definitely a fire inside there. There is a very heavy response here from San Antonio Fire Department. They have more than 30 units here on the scene all over this area. So if you happen to be driving along Thousand Oaks or Nacogdoches, Perrin-Beitel, in that area, you will see a lot of fire trucks. Just be cautious of them because they are parked sort of in the middle of the street. But again, the fire in what apparently used to be Midnight Rodeo, and firefighters trying to figure out exactly where the source of all the smoke is and put out that fire. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina.
5:15, 59 degrees.
And great news if you're an Amazon Prime member and a music fan. We'll tell you how many songs you'll soon have access to.
From Holiday Hills, Illinois, to Rudolph, Wisconsin. From Santa Claus, Indiana, to Snowflake, Arizona. From Garland, Texas, to North Pole, New York, and everywhere in between. We're holiday ready with fast and reliable delivery, serving every address in America. The United States Postal Service.
Becoming a morning person starts the night before. With new Nariva Relax and Sleep, it has L-theanine to help me relax from daily stress. Plus, Shodan Ashwagandha for quality sleep, so I can wake up refreshed. Nariva, think bigger.
When you can barely smell your plug-in, what are your guests smelling? Try Febreze Fade to 5 Plug. It has built-in technology to digitally control how much scent is released to smell first day fresh for 50 days.
5:18, No Shave November is back, and so are the beards and mustaches in progress.
That's right. The cause is part of an effort which raises funds that go back toward cancer research, treatment, and prevention. And Stephen Cavazos is once again leading the team, KSAT, and joins us with more.
And Justin Horn, I got to give a shout out to my No Shave Bro. This is something that we've done a long time now, third year for me, but you guys look pretty scruffy already.
Working on it, but we had, a little bit of a lead time there.
Yeah,
In a good way.
Friday was last day we shaved.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had those few days.
A little
leading up to
jump.
it, so.
Well, I'm still growing into mine, just doing the mustaches here, but it's become an annual tradition for men around the country, a time we ditch the razor blades and grow out our facial hair. But No Shave November holds a special meaning, and for Team KSAT, it's also personal. Last year, 15 guys from our newsroom participated in the fundraising efforts. Some shared their stories about how cancer has touched their lives, which made our campaign that much more important. Now, our original goal was to raise $10,000, but our donors helped us reach over $20,000, and the money that we raised went back to cancer research, treatment, and prevention. There's Mark getting his trim there. Now, the fundraising efforts began in 2009 when the Hill family of Chicago, Illinois, lost their father, Matthew Hill, to colon cancer. His children started a Facebook group to help raise money, and since then, their mission has grown across the country.
Over the past 2 years, we've really broadened our horizons because different causes just mean so much to different people. We have some that are lobbying on Capitol Hill for better research funds and treatments for cancer patients. We have others that are helping patients boots on the ground. So we put our money where our mouth is, and we give back every single thing we can to organizations that are doing great work.
And important work at that. And there's our team this year. And once again, 15 guys from our newsroom have joined the causes, including some of the faces you're seeing right there on the screen. We have some new faces, photographer Adam Barasa. We also have Garrett Berringer, who's joined the efforts this year as well. And I just can't get over Steve's photo at the very bottom of the screen.
Oh, Steve Spreester's?
Steve Spreester's photo.
Yeah.
So
you dapper Dan.
Yeah, but 15 guys again from our newsroom. And what's great is that these efforts are going to go back toward helping 13 nonprofit cancer foundations. And our goal is to raise at least $20,000. And we're hoping to exceed that goal as well. You can scan that QR code and you will be directed to our KSAT our KSAT No Shave page and have a full list of information on how to donate there.
And to thank you to everybody who's already donated. We've already seen some donations start to trickle in.
Rolling on in. We're all about $300 shy of $1,000. So
That's a good start to November.
My math is correct.
Fantastic for day one.
Yeah. And it raises, for everybody, breast cancer, big awareness in the month of October. And sometimes, the problem, you talk to any doctors, and guys are not ones going, I have nothing wrong.
Yes. That's so true.
Not the situation.
Yeah.
Well, Steven's driving our No Shave team. He's also driving our traffic coverage again this morning, of course.
Talking a lot with you guys this morning. And of course, we want to get to some of the traffic that you can see out there on your screen. 281 right by the airport thankfully hasn't been too bad this morning. But of course, we're keeping our eye on that foggy situation out on the roadways. No delays just yet. No incidents have been reported. But just remember to drive safe out there as we take you right to our map. Lots of green on the screen, which is some good news. But let's go ahead and get you to some road work that's taking place really quick over here off of I-10 over on the east side of Bexar County. This is why we also want you to be extra careful because barrier installation is taking place at least up until Friday, November 4th. 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. The work looks like it's already wrapped up, but expect to see alternating eastbound main lane closures from File Road to FM 2538. But back here at TransGuide, things are moving just fine, Mike, but we're going to continue to watch roads closely, but still seeing some of the fog out there on these TransGuide cameras.
Yeah, and case in point, right behind you just there was nothing showing up. Now, this camera is up on top of the building over there at 410, right around, I should say 10, right around Callahan, looking toward the 410 interchange. So it's a little deceiving. It's not right down at the surface, but down at the surface, Uvalde, half-mile visibility. Bernie stage still 0. It's improved slightly at the airport, but then dropped down at Port SA. Stinson has improved slightly and just kind of scattered all around the area this morning. The dense fog advisory just includes our northeastern counties from Comal up I-35 and then going out I-10 off to the east. That's in effect up until 10 o'clock. And as usually the situation with fog, it's going to get thicker. I mean, it'll kind of go back and forth at times, but it will continue to get thicker over the next couple of hours. Mid-upper 50s, low 60s, really consistent temperatures right now with the cloud cover, with the high humidity, some of the fog. We're not going to be moving really throughout the rest of the morning. So temperatures will be staying right around 60, give or take here in town. Some sunshine later on this afternoon. We're going to make it up to 69 at noon. And then 10% chance for just a straight little sprinkly shower later on today. Not a big deal, just 1 or 2 of them. Don't be surprised if you see anything. 76 for a high temperature, which is pretty close to the normal high. A lot of clouds around, especially the first portion of the day. Some breaks in the clouds here and there. And this computer model, again, one or two of those little sprinkles, just because the humidity is going to continue to get pumped on in here. We call them kind of streamer showers. And the humidity is going to continue to go up today as well as tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll probably be dealing with a few more of these little streamer showers as well, maybe even in the morning hours tomorrow. Then we go into Friday. That's the better chance for some rain. And we'll have a few scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms, especially as the front approaches. And that's going to be later Friday night into the very wee hours Saturday morning. It's going to come through here fairly quickly and clear out fairly quickly. So I don't even think by the time you wake up Saturday morning we're going to have to deal with anything, but it's going to be late Friday night. And some of those may be strong to potentially severe. Looking at some of the measurements of the atmosphere, it's best way to put it, it's kind of volatile on Friday. So that's why we do have that chance for some potentially strong to severe storms later on Friday. So the forecast today, 69 at noon. Mostly cloudy skies. Call it partly sunny today, so we'll have sort of at times a little bit more sunshine, more clouds. A sprinkly shower or two is possible. Then tomorrow, roughly the same situation. Gets hot. It's going to be humid. Going to be humid on Friday. Front comes through here. A couple of those stronger storms, but then the weekend looks absolutely fantastic. More after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Twitter Blue is going to cost more green. Twitter's subscription service is going from $5 a month to $8. CEO Elon Musk says subscribers will see fewer ads and will be able to post longer videos. Some Amazon customers are getting something for nothing, or at least nothing extra. Amazon full music catalog of 100 million songs is now open to Prime subscribers at no extra cost. However, playing the music outside shuffle mode will cost $9 per month. WhatsApp is looking to make it easier for us to send text messages to ourselves. It's testing a feature that allows users to initiate a chat with their own number without having to search for that number. Instead, they can just click a new Message Yourself tab when creating a new chat. Now, I hear you can do this with a voice message too. I'd explain how, but I think it speaks for itself. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
528, 59 degrees.
The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi is being held in jail without bail. Why? He says he's not guilty of all charges against him.
Spotify publicly lashing out at Apple. Why the company says it won't be able to offer all of its features to customers.
I look forward to representing Mr. DePath, to providing a vigorous defense for him, and to getting to an equitable and just resolution of this matter.
The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi pleads not guilty. Find out the other charges he's facing along with attempted murder.
And a quick look outside with a live cam this morning. Very foggy in some areas and a little humid, but it's still 59 degrees out there.
And a good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November 2nd.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good week so far. Weather's been pretty tolerable, but wow, that fog.
Yeah, we've had some clear skies overnight, and then the moisture comes back on in here, and all these things kind of work together, and that gives us some of this thick fog. And at times, and still, it's down to like pea soup, zero visibility in a lot of spots. This is the camera on top of that building over there, right around 10 at Callahan. We're looking toward the interchange with 10 and 410. Now, granted, this is up, a couple of 100 feet up, so a little bit deceiving there. So it's up in the low clouds, if you will. But we've got temperature 69 out there at the airport, dew point 59. So when these numbers are just about the same or the same, you've got 98, 99% humidity, close to 100% humidity, light wind, and these are some of the ingredients that come together to give us some of this fog. Uvalde, half-mile visibility, 0 at Bernie Stage as of right now. The airport is now up to 2 miles. It was down to just a couple of 100 yards half hour, 45 minutes ago. So things are going back and forth. It has dropped down. Visibility has at Port SA. Eagle Pass, a lot of thick fog. Austin, New Braunfels, dense fog advisory still is just covering our northeastern counties, going up 35, going out I-10. And this is in effect up until 10 o'clock this morning. So it is going to be around for a while. And as we approach sunrise, in some places it will get thicker. Mold is on the high side. The updated count is going to be coming out a couple of hours. 69 at noon, 76 for a high temperature. We'll have some sunshine mixed in with the clouds, kind of like what we had yesterday, sort of going back and forth with the clouds. Also, there is a chance for a stray shower. All this humidity's getting pumped on in here, and at times you may have a few little sprinkly showers out there. That's going to be the situation tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is actually going to get hotter, almost 10 degrees hotter than today, and plenty of humidity. Then Friday, we're setting up for potentially strong storms as the next front moves through here late on Friday. In behind that, fantastic weekend. All the details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, any problems out there from this fog, Stephen?
Not just yet, Mike, but we're keeping a close eye on it here in the traffic lab. 35 at New Braunfels, just some light traffic. We're going to have this camera on rotation so you can see what the commute looks like in and around the Alamo City. There's 35 at Eisenhower, 410 at Harry Wurzbach. It almost looks like vehicles, really just a few making their way on by this early in the morning. But of course, some other areas we do see more of that fog out there on the TransGuide cameras. Let's go ahead and give you a look at one of those spots right there at I-10 West at Loop 410 East. Very hard to make out what the roadways look like at this point, but you can see that traffic is picking up already out in that direction. So remember to drive safe. And again, as a reminder, use those low beams if you're driving in the city. Let's go ahead and take you to the map. Thankfully, no issues, as I mentioned, just a lot of those road closures, which we're going to continue to bring up throughout the morning. But right now, those travel times, as we get you to that time right now, looks like things are looking pretty good so far. 28 minutes on I-37 northbound is what you can expect driving in from Pleasanton at this hour. About 30 minutes usual drive time on Highway 90 traveling in from Castroville. And your arrival from Lytle, 16 minutes on I-35 northbound. So because it is foggy outside, as Mike described, a pea soup kind of weather, make sure to take your time out on the roadways as we're bringing back here to this foggy shot at I-10 West. We're going to watch roads closely and have those updates throughout the morning. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, sir. Back to late breaking news now. It is well after hours, but a northeast side bar is wide open. San Antonio firefighters are going in and out of it, trying to put out a fire there.
And Katrina Weber is live near the corner of Nacogdoches and Thousand Oaks. And Katrina, we can still see some smoke behind you. Any progress in putting out that fire there?
Well, if the smoke is any indication, I would venture a guess and say no, but we don't know what's happening inside the building. We can see, though, that all that smoke coming from the top of it, it looks like it's in two distinct places. I'm not sure what that means, but we will try to find out. Now, just in the last few minutes, firefighters have extended 2 ladder trucks like the one that you can probably see there. So they're trying to get a look at this building from the top to see if they can isolate the source of this smoke. We heard earlier that they were having trouble locating the actual fire inside this building. This sign outside says Midnight Rodeo. I did a Google search and found out that this was a bar, but according to what I found on Google, it was permanently closed. So it doesn't appear that this was in any operation. We're not sure why they would have a fire at the time. There's a heavy response from the San Antonio Fire Department. Earlier, I noticed there were about 30 units or so. That number has risen to 43 units here on scene. They're all over the area, in this area near Thousand Oaks, Nacogdoches, and also Perrin Vital. So if you happen to drive through, use extra caution because there are probably fire trucks on the street in the path that you're heading. So just look out for those first responders. But again, no idea yet where this fire is inside this building or what is causing it, but still a lot of smoke. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Well, if you haven't bought your Powerball ticket for tonight's $1 billion drawing, you still have some time.
That's right. The jackpot now estimated to be at $1.2 billion. Our Sarah Costa joins us now in the studio with your chances of winning. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Before I get to that, question for you guys. If you won, would you tell your significant other? We have this debate on GMSA weekend all the time. Max Massey is like, I wouldn't tell a soul. It's like, even if it was your wife, he says no. I say, of course, because I want my spouse to know where I'm getting all this money from.
Sure,
right?
That's the smart play, Sarah. No, I would not tell Stephanie Serna.
Steph, would you tell Luis? Would you tell your husband?
Well, I mean, at first I would think yes, but now that you brought that up, I was like, that's a good idea. Maybe I would keep it a secret.
Mike also has this whole thing about putting into a trust and all.
Yeah. She's going to pull a Giselle Bündchen and get lawyers first.
Smart. Okay. Okay, so your odds of winning are pretty slim. Hey, but there's still a chance. 1 in 292.2 million. Those are your chances. That jackpot now up to 1.2 billion. The lump sum estimated to be 497.3 million. That's according to Powerball, which would be subject to initial 24% federal tax withholding of roughly $119.3 million, leaving the winner with about 377.7 million. Oh, it's a lot. Mark is eagerly writing all of this down.
No.
So the increased jackpot will be the 4th largest in U.S. history. The biggest prize was about $1.586 billion back in 2016, won by 3 ticket holders. Of course, the massive lottery jackpots have become more common after some rules changed. And the most recent tweak came in August when Powerball officials added an additional drawing day, going from 2 a week to 3 to build those larger prizes. And the winner opting for the annual payments is set to receive around $40 million a year. That's over 29 years. So however, because of taxes, the cut even more if you have to pay state and city taxes. So again, you still have time to buy those Powerball tickets. And I believe in Texas, you can remain anonymous if you do win.
Yeah, I believe that's right also. All right. Powerball by the numbers. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, is being held in jail in California without bail.
And as CNN's John Lawrence reports, preliminary hearing and bail setting is scheduled for Friday.
David DePape pleaded not guilty in a California courtroom Tuesday.
I look forward to representing Mr. DePape, to providing a vigorous defense for him, and to getting to an equitable and just resolution of this matter.
Among the state charges he's facing, attempted murder, burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, and threats to a public official and their family.
This investigation is still very, very fresh. And so the FBI as well as SFPD are doing their best to comb through everything as fast as they can.
Authorities say DePape attacked Paul Pelosi, husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, early Friday with a hammer, fracturing his skull.
There were other public officials that were apparently targets of his, and obviously he showed up at the Speaker's house first.
DePape's lawyer says his team will do a comprehensive investigation into the incident.
We're going to be looking into Mr. DePape, his mental state.
In the meantime, some lawmakers remain concerned about potential threats.
Anyone who's not taking what happened to Speaker Pelosi and her husband extremely seriously, with all the sympathies that it deserves, there's just no place for it. Justice Kavanaugh was almost assassinated outside of his home just a few months ago. So there is danger on both sides.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A commissioner at the Federal Communications Commission wants the U.S. government to ban TikTok. It's over new concerns about how the China-owned app handles the data of American users. TikTok says it stores the data of U.S. users outside of China, has never removed U.S. posts from the platform at the request of the Chinese government. The remarks from the FCC come as the app holds ongoing negotiations about whether it can continue business in the U.S. if it is sold from a Chinese parent company by Tendence to an American company. BuzzFeed reports in June that TikTok engineers based in China gained access to intimate information on U.S. users, such as phone numbers.
And according to a new study, roughly 1 out of 5 deaths of U.S. adults ages 20 to 49 is being blamed on excessive drinking. For people ages 20 to 64, 1 in 8 deaths was drinking related. The study's lead author says those numbers now make it a leading cause of preventable death. The study examined drinking related causes of death, including vehicle accidents, alcohol poisoning, and other health impacts like liver disease. It also found deaths fully attributable to alcohol have gone up in the past decade.
A real quick correction. The parent company of TikTok is called ByteDance. All right, an extremely rare first edition copy of the U.S. Constitution will go up for auction next month. Sotheby's says it's expected bids of up to $30 million for the document. Produced ahead of the Constitutional Convention of 1787, Sotheby's says only 13 of the original printed texts are known to exist. Last year, another privately held copy was put up for auction, got a record $43.2 million. Sotheby's is hoping for a similar response with this auction. And look at it this way, if you win Powerball, you can own a copy of the Constitution.
No problem.
It can be yours. 543, 59 degrees.
And coming up next, why you won't be able to get all of your favorite Spotify features through Apple's App Store.
Outside with Live Cam, if you're just now tuning in, waking up with us, or if you're about to head out the door, be aware that this is part of the problem this morning for commuters. We have fog. Some of it is dense in spots. We'll get an update from Stephen and Mike Osterhage coming up. And
welcome back. Uber is celebrating a big third quarter. In your morning consumer headline, Spotify is publicly lashing out at Apple over a dispute about Apple's 30% App Store fee on in-app digital services transactions. Spotify refuses to pay the 30% fee and therefore can't sell audiobooks, a business it's trying to break into. Inside its iOS app, so the music streamer built 3 workarounds it thought they were consistent with Apple's policies. All 3 were rejected after undergoing reviews for the App Store. So Spotify had to essentially abandon offering an avenue for audiobook purchases in its iOS app. Apple wouldn't directly address Spotify's PR campaign, saying only that Spotify's workaround broke its rules.
Uber is celebrating a big third quarter. The company says it brought in more than $8 billion in revenue. That's a 72% increase over the previous year. Despite inflation, demand for rides and meal delivery remains strong. The number of trips taken during the quarter grew 19%, adding up to about 21 million per day. Uber Eats revenue increased 24%. Uber credits cities reopening and travel booming post-pandemic, plus consumers spending more on services versus retail.
Time now, 5:47, and we're at 59 degrees for now.
Steven's coming up with an update on your morning commute as we take a live look at I-10 West at Loop 410.
Time check is 5:50. Let's get a quick look at the commute before 6 a.m. I was checking these TransGuide cameras out. 410 here at Guleb. It almost looks like a few orbs of light out there, like a UFO out on the road because of the fog that we're seeing. But those, of course, are vehicles making their way out for the morning commute. So just remember to drive safe this morning. We're really seeing a lot of fog on some of these TransGuide cameras. So obviously that can make the commute a little bit tricky. Remember to use the low beams. But as we take you to the map, thankfully, there are no issues to talk about here. But as I mentioned, there is some active road construction that you need to be on the lookout for. Well, we're on the topic of 410 here on the west side of San Antonio. Bridge work will continue starting tomorrow, actually, and we're going to see that wrap up around Monday, November 21st. It is overnight, so it's going to be pretty dark out there. 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Expect to see a full closure of the main lanes in both directions, right there from Bandera Road to State Highway 151. But the information you want to find on construction is on our website, ksat.com/traffic. But right now, traffic here is moving just fine, Mike, but that fog could make it a little bit tricky for drivers.
Yeah, and again, it depends on where you are. This picture has improved tremendously over there, 410, right by the airport. And, about an hour ago, couldn't hardly see anything from this vantage point. Port SA has dropped down to 3/4 of a mile. The airport has improved up to 3 miles. It was down to about a 1/16 of a mile just roughly an hour ago. Bernie Stage is now up to a 1/4 mile. Got some fog, Kerrville, Uvalde. And look at this. You go out 90, you run into a lot of fog there, clears on out, and then it thickens back up again over there toward Uvalde, going up toward New Braunfels as well. Eagle Pass, let's see, Gonzales has some fog, Austin, but then there are a lot of spots again where there's nothing. So you just got to take it easy. Dense fog advisory, northeastern counties up until 10 o'clock this morning. And temperatures, everybody is on the mild side. We're about, say, 5, 6, 7 degrees above the average low temperature right now, mid-upper 50s, some low 60s. And with the high humidity, with the clouds, the low clouds, fog, temperatures aren't going to be moving this morning. So we'll stay right around 60 out there at the airport. A very light or no breeze. Some sunshine later on this morning, kind of squeezing on through these clouds, perhaps a bit more at times, kind of like yesterday, where at times it was mostly cloudy, then you'd see a little more sunshine, and then the clouds kind of close back in. So that'll be the situation again today. 76 for high temperature. Got a 10% shot at a shower or two out there, and it's only because the moisture is going to continue to kind of pump on in from the Gulf of Mexico. So 1 or 2 of these little sprinkly showers are going to be possible this afternoon. You can see this computer model has, again, 1 or 2 of them out there, and then going into the evening hours. I wouldn't really concern yourself with it, but just don't be surprised if there is a little sprinkly shower. That's going to be the situation tomorrow as well, and it's actually going to be getting a lot hotter and a lot more humid tomorrow. Then we jump ahead into Friday. We'll have some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but then Friday night, as the next front moves on through here, we do have the threat for some strong to potentially severe storms. High winds and hail would be the biggest threats as of right now. And the eastern, about 2/3 of our area, they're going to be sort of the scattered variety. Again, this is going to be later Friday night as that cold front approaches. It's going to be moving through the area. It looks like the timing is kind of moving up a little bit. So just after midnight and in the early morning hours of Saturday is when it's going to come through the wind shift, and that is going to bring an end to all those storms. But again, late Friday night, is that chance for some potentially strong storms. 69 at noon today, mostly cloudy skies. Call it partly sunny. A couple of showers are possible. 76 for high temperatures. Going to be humid today, even hotter and more humid tomorrow. Same thing Friday, and then those stronger storms Friday night. Weekend looks fantastic. More after this.
Coming up on GMA, I'm here on the Mississippi River, the port of Osceola, and we've got all of these barges backed up. They are waiting to be able to move downriver. They've been waiting for weeks because the river has been at historic lows. We're going to talk about the impacts to prices and when you might be feeling it. And then TikTok. The FCC commissioner says it should be banned in the U.S. We'll get into that story. Angela Bassett is live, and Deals and Steals, more of Oprah's favorite things. You don't want to miss it. Coming up right here on GMA.
Ahead the next hour, GMSA. Do you feel tired, hungry, and thirsty all the time? You may be suffering signs of one of the most common diseases in the world. We'll tell you what you need to know. And TransGuide right now, the roads are murky out there right now, some areas more than others. We'll check in with Stephen Cavazos coming up, see how that is affecting the roads. Hopefully things are looking good for your Wednesday morning commute. And Mike has your midweek forecast. Wait till you see how stormy it might be for Friday night football.
A scary scene on the city's west side overnight after a man was stabbed several times. We're going to tell you if any arrests have been made.
And more calls this morning to ban the popular video app TikTok. Why some say it could be putting you at risk just ahead.
And taking a look outside with live cam. Not too bad in this shot, but there's a lot of fog in some areas. Be careful out there. We'll be checking in with Mike very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November 2nd.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good week so far. 59 degrees, pretty tolerable, but the big issue this morning is the fog.
Fog, and quite a bit of it in some areas, some affecting more than others. Where are the big problem spots this morning, Mike?
Overall, it's to the east and to the northeast, but then you head up I-10 in toward Bernie Stage, and there's a lot of thick fog. Head over toward Uvalde, there's a lot of thick fog there. So it is very, very patchy, but in some places it is definitely kind of pea soup out there. Now, this picture, if you were with us roughly an hour and a half ago, it was very, very foggy, but now it looks almost like a normal morning out there. Going up I-10 in toward the hill country, quarter-mile visibility, Bernie Stage, half-mile Kerrville, half-mile at Uvalde, and then up 35, New Braunfels, just a quarter-mile visibility. It's improved slightly out there at the airport as well as at Port SA. Port SA was down to about 3/4 of a mile visibility just roughly a half an hour ago. Some fog around Eagle Pass as well, going up in toward Austin. The dense fog advisory up until 10 o'clock is just to our northeast, say, quadrant of the area. Up I-35 going out I-10. This is up until 10 o'clock this morning. And as we approach sunrise, in some cases, it will get thicker. Mold is on the high side. The updated count is going to be coming out in about an hour, hour and a half or so. 60 this morning. Temperatures, because of the very high humidity, because of the cloud cover out there, are going to be staying steady. And even though it's not bone chilling, it's kind of that dampish cool this morning. So you want to definitely take a jacket. And then it's going to be hot and humid today because the humidity is going to continue to come in here. 69 at noon, some sunshine. Don't be surprised if there's a little sprinkly shower out there just because that humidity keeps getting pumped on in here. So we'll be up in the mid 70s. Add almost 10 to that for tomorrow. And then Friday's going to be on the hot side as well. That's setting the stage, though, as the next front moves on through here, and we can see some potentially strong storms later on Friday. In behind that, still setting up for a fantastic weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, any big problems out there?
You know, Mike, it's actually been pretty quiet, and we're happy to report that because as you get a look around town, of course, we saw some of those areas where TransGuide is picking up a little bit of that patchy fog, as you were just mentioning. But 35 at Eisenhower, traffic looks pretty normal now. You can take a look around town. 410 right there at Harry Wurzbach. Still some light traffic out in that direction. But 37 at Fair Avenue, it does appear that we may be seeing a few more folks out there in this shot at TransGuide. But let's get you to our map, because while these TransGuide cameras aren't really showing a whole lot, we're seeing more green here on the screen than anything else. Of course, there's always going to be those active road closures you need to be on the lookout for. More on that a little bit later on in this newscast. But right now, I would say it is a good time to head out before the commute starts getting a little bit busier. We're in that 6 a.m. hour, so we all know it's going to change pretty rapidly within the next 30 minutes or so. But let's get you to those travel times if I can get my clicker to work here. All right, 29 minutes. It's still pretty green from Seguin on I-10 westbound. If if you're traveling in this early in the morning to the Alamo City. 33 minutes for our friends in Lavernia traveling in those northbound lanes of 87. And for our friends down in Floresville, you can expect 28 minutes for your drive time to San Antonio. So thankfully, there are no delays here. And of course, as we get back to these TransGuide cameras, things have looked a lot better. They are right there at I-10 West at Loop 410. But traffic is, of course, picking up. We're going to watch the roads closely and have those updates throughout the morning. Mark, Steph?
Thank you, Stephen. And right now we want to get to late breaking news. All eyes among firefighters on the northeast side are on a bar that's burning.
The fire broke out a little more than an hour ago near the corner of Nacogdoches and Thousand Oaks.
And our Katrina Weber is there with a live report. Katrina, you mentioned earlier there appeared to be smoke in two different areas. Is that a sign there are two separate fires?
Well, it definitely could be a sign of that, but we just don't know at this point. We have not had a chance to talk to anyone here. But one thing I did notice is that, there was smoke on the two ends of the building. Now, just within the last few minutes, they opened those doors really wide, and all of the smoke has just been pouring out, very thick smoke. Firefighters earlier were saying they didn't know what the source of that smoke was, but they believed they had a fire going on, and that smoke has continued to pour out of this building. The sign out front says this is Midnight Rodeo. When I searched online, I found that this bar is permanently closed. At least that's what it says when you Google this location. But not closed this morning because firefighters have been in and out of that building trying to put out the fire, trying to find the source of the fire. Again, a lot of heavy smoke, a lot of firefighters here. We have more than 40 units, and they've been here since about 5 o'clock or so, a little bit before 5 o'clock. Now, we do have a public information officer who has arrived here at the scene. He has not given us a briefing just yet. He's trying to collect that information. So we hope by next half hour we will have some definite details on exactly what has been happening here. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. A man is in the hospital this morning after he was stabbed several times overnight on the city's west side. This all unfolding around 3 this morning at a home on West Poplar Street, not far from Culebra and North Zarzamora. Police say the victim and the suspect both live at the house and got into an argument that turned violent. The victim stabbed in the stomach, legs, and arms. His condition is unclear right now. The suspect is still on the run.
And we are less than a week away from election night with early voting continuing through Friday.
Sarah Costa live in the KSAT newsroom with what you need to know before you head to the polls and a preview of the biggest race in Texas. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Steph. Early voting continues, and right now more than 244,000 voters have cast a ballot. During the last midterm, more than 551,000 votes total were cast in 2018. Registered voters can vote at any polling site during the early voting period. That goes until this Friday, November 4th, or vote at any polling site on Election Day on November 8th. There will be 51 polling places open daily throughout the early voting period. Early voting hours this week are from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And one of the biggest races in Texas that received national attention is the Texas governor's race. KSAT extended invitations 4 months ago to do sit-down, one-on-one interviews with both candidates individually. The interviews would run during early voting. Only one candidate took us up on that offer. Tonight, KSAT Steve Spriester's interview with Beto O'Rourke will air on the night beat at 10 p.m. In that interview, O'Rourke talks about the issues like abortion, gun control, and the border. He also talks about his bond with the parents of the mass shooting of the victims in Uvalde and the one question that surprised him. Governor Greg Abbott will be in Bexar County on Thursday, and we will cover what he has to say during his visit. You can head over to KSAT.com for everything you need to know about Election Day. Mark and Stephanie.
Sarah, thank you. The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, is being held in jail without bail.
David DePape pleaded not guilty in a California courtroom on Tuesday. A preliminary hearing and bail setting is scheduled for Friday. Among the state he's facing included attempted murder, burglary, and assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities say DePape attacked Paul Pelosi, husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, early Friday with a hammer, fracturing his skull. DePape's lawyer says his team will do a comprehensive investigation into the incident. And in California, the parents of a teen who was killed by police will receive an $8 million settlement.
The LA County Board of Supervisors approved the settlement for the parents of Andres Guadardo. The 18-year-old was shot 5 times in the back by an LA County Sheriff's Deputy, Miguel Vega, back in June of 2020. Guadardo's death ruled a homicide in January 2021. His family released a statement saying in part that justice will only come once Vega is held criminally responsible for Guadardo's death.
In your GMA First Look, as the holiday travel season approaches, Delta pilots are threatening to strike, and United pilots will begin picketing soon. Look for that story and more coming up at 7 right here on KSAT 12.
Topping your morning consumer headlines, a whole lot of eyes on the Fed today, wrapping up its latest 2-day meeting and widely expected to boost interest rates by another 0.75%. It'd be the 4th straight increase of that size. Stock traders will be looking to Fed Chair Jerome Powell's comments after the interest rate announcement for any hints of what may happen next month, with many hoping the central bank easing the pace of its hikes, possibly down to a 0.5 point in December.
Job openings jumping unexpectedly in September. The Labor Department says employers posted 10.7 million jobs, up around 400,000 from August. Economists had expected that number to go down.
Twitter Blue is going to cost more money. Twitter's subscription service going from $5 a month to $8. New CEO Elon Musk says subscribers will see fewer ads and will be able to post longer videos.
Time now 6:09 and 59 degrees for now.
Glad you're with us. Much more to come on the morning show, including a preview of Game 4 of the World Series. Houston needs a big win after getting blown out in Philadelphia last night.
And just ahead, the renewed calls for the banning of TikTok and why some consider the social media platform to be dangerous.
Outside with live cam, storms are in the extended forecast. Mike will tell you which day, coming up right here live on GMSA.